Superhero movies and the superhero genre in general has been through a lot in the last decade. We've watched superhero movies jump to the forefront of storytelling. We've dived deep into darkness, realism, trauma with characters, multiverse theory, gritty detective storytelling, and sometimes when people make superhero movies, we wonder if they really understand the characters that they are trying to portray on screen. Sometimes it just felt like the genre was drifting away from the joy and wonder that made people love these characters and their comics in the first place. But then Superman came out in 2025, and honestly, it feels like a reset button on the superhero genre as a whole. This movie isn't embarrassed to be a superhero film. It isn't trying to hide behind seriousness or pretend it's not about a man who flies around in a cape trying to bring out the best in people. Instead, Superman leans into its identity with total confidence. It's bright, it's bold, it's colorful, it's dramatic, it's emotional, it's sincere, it's funny and heartfelt, and it's unbelievably hopeful. It feels like someone took everything that defines Superman, defines his character in his comics and everything about him, his kindness, his warmth, his strength, his moral clarity, his charm, his compassion, and finally translated it into a modern movie without overloading it with irony or weird, brooding darkness. Zack Snyder. The film works so well because it leans into its comic book aesthetic. It has a great score, it has a great supporting cast, and the emotional theme of hope that sits at the center of the story is what really grounds this film for me. Because this film doesn't just talk about hope, it makes you feel hope. And that's what gives this film its power. That's what gives Superman his power. And that's what we're going to talk about today. One of the most stunning and refreshing things about Superman is how it looks. The cinematography isn't trying to be muted or gritty or washed out. Instead, it embraces bright colors and big, bold imagery in a way that feels like someone literally brought a comic book to life. The movie doesn't just shy away from the superhero aesthetic, it celebrates it and embraces it. Every shot feels like it was lifted straight from a hand-drawn comic book panel. Instead of a typical, safe, realistic approach, the movie uses dramatic angles, stylized framing, and strong silhouettes that resemble the way artists compose splash pages. When Superman swoops into a scene, he doesn't simply enter from the side of a frame, he lands with a pose and presence that makes him feel larger than life, like a hero making his first appearance in issue 1. And the action sequence also carry this panel by panel rhythm. Punches land with weight, movements blur in just the right way to feel like it's fast but clear. Even the transitions feel like flipping through a comic to me. Fast, energetic, full of intention. That's what this film is about. And the use of color in this film, it's not just for style, it's symbolic. The bright reds of Superman's cape, the deep blues and golds of his suit on the S and everything is chosen purposefully to highlight who Superman is. That brightness sets him apart from the world around him, reinforcing that he is a symbol of light in darkness. Even the natural light in the film seems warmer when he's around, almost like the sun itself reacts to him. And another thing that reacts to Superman is the music. His theme is one of the best themes we've had in years. I feel like it's up there with the Batman from 2022 because the Batman is obviously one of the greatest superhero films ever created, if not the best. Quote me on that one. Anyway, Superman's theme is amazing. It starts soft, almost like a quiet sunrise, and then the notes build. The music creates this sense of gentle, unstoppable momentum. It's uplifting without being cheesy. And when the full orchestra bursts in, oh man, the anticipation pays off, and suddenly you feel like you could fly too. His theme is impeccable. It perfectly captures Superman's spirit. It's strong and heroic, but not arrogant. It's warm, but not overly sentimental. It matches the character's belief in people, his compassion, and the idea that he doesn't just save people, he inspires them. I mean, you can't tell me you don't feel something in your chest, in your heart, when that boom, 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 brr, 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 brr. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It hits just the right way in your heart. It makes you feel something. It makes you feel hope, which is what this film is truly about. Look at that transition. Because the core of Superman is hope, the real emotional, complicated version of hope. I feel like a lot of modern superhero films have spent years trying to dig deep into characters' darknesses, mentally and emotionally, even visually. And while that creates some fantastic storytelling, diving deep into characters' mental like that, it also makes audiences hungry for something different. People want a hero to believe in, a hero that believes in them as well, not one who constantly reflects on how broken the world is. They want a story where the hero isn't defined by trauma or cynicism, but love, optimism, and strength. And I love Batman. He's my favorite superhero of all time, but I do feel like Superman arrives right at the right moment when people needed a shift from the darkness and gritty tone of Batman into something more joyful. The hope in this movie doesn't feel forced or cheesy, at least to me. I know some people don't really like Superman and his speech at the end, but we'll talk about that later. But the hope in this film really feels like a response to the world that we live in now. One of the movie's smartest choices is showing us that Superman sees the worst of humanity, corruption, crime, conflict, hatred, and still chooses to believe in human beings. His hope is not ignorance, it's resilience. He knows fear exists, he knows evil exists, but he refuses to let those things dictate how he sees the world. That takes strength. True hope isn't easy, it's courageous. Superman embodies that courage by continuing to show kindness even when it's hard, by helping even when he gets hurt, and by believing in people who don't believe in themselves. And I feel like this idea solidifies itself in Superman's speech about what it means to be human. It's the kind of moment that some might call cheesy, and that's exactly the point of Superman. He isn't trying to win an argument. He isn't trying to outsmart Lex. He isn't even trying to convince the person standing in front of him of what he's saying is true. He's just speaking because he believes the words need to exist in the world. Lex doesn't care. He never will, but Superman does. In that speech, Superman makes it clear that being human isn't about power, dominance, or perfection. It's about choosing compassion in a world that rewards cruelty. It's about caring, even when caring makes you vulnerable. It's about helping others not because they deserve it, but because you can. Superman, an alien by birth, understands humanity better than the people trying to control or destroy it. That's what makes the moment so powerful. Superman knows his hope won't be reciprocated. He knows it won't stop Lex. He knows the world may ignore him or mock him for it, and yet he speaks anyway because hope to him isn't transactional. It doesn't need permission or validation to be real. This is who Superman has always been at his core. Someone who chooses humanity every single day. Not because it's easy, not because it's effective, but because it's right. His belief in people isn't naive, it's defiant. In a world that insists on cynicism, Superman dares to say that kindness still matters. That's why this speech works. Not because it changes the villain, but because it defines the hero. And I know I talked some trash earlier about Batman being sometimes too dark and brooding, but I feel like The Batman, like I said, one of the greatest superhero films of all time, really leaned into this idea of hope just like Superman did. He has this fantastic speech at the end of the film, and he says that, "I'm starting to see now I've had an effect here, but not the one I intended. Vengeance won't change the past, mine or anyone else's. I have to become more. People need hope, to know someone's out there for them. This city's angry and scared like me. Our scars can destroy us even after the physical wounds have healed. But if we can survive them, they give us power to endure and the strength to fight." And what makes this moment hit harder for me than maybe the regular person, I feel like this realization feels bigger than the character himself. I feel like it marks a turning point, especially in DC films, a quiet but meaningful step away from pure cynicism. Instead of doubling down on grit and brutality, Batman suggests that even the most broken of heroes must eventually become something more than their pain. Hope doesn't just replace fear, but it completes it. Batman takes the first step into discovering hope, and I feel like the Superman film embodies it. What makes Superman so impactful is the feeling it leaves you with. Once you're done watching the film, you feel lighter, almost emotionally recharged. Watching Superman help others without hesitation, watching him smile with genuine warmth, watching him believe in people even when they fail. It does something to you. It makes you want to be better. It makes you want to believe that things can get better. And that's what hope feels like. And the movie makes you feel it, not just hear about it. In the end, Superman is more than a movie, it's a reminder. It reminds us of the power of bright colors, emotional sincerity, human connection, beautiful, 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 beautiful uplifting music, and stories that dare to believe in goodness. It reminds us that superheroes were never meant to drag us into despair. They were meant to pull us out from it. This movie has heart, it has energy, it has hope. But more than anything else, Superman gives you something rare. It gives you the feeling that things can get better, that light can overcome darkness, that heroes can still inspire us. It makes Superman feel like Superman again. And that is why Superman is one of the greatest films ever created. No, I'm joking. It's not one of the greatest films ever created. I do think it's one of the best superhero movies ever created. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of my favorites. If you watched my video last week, it is my second favorite film of 2025. I thought it was incredible and I wanted to make a video about it. And I hope that something I said might have resonated with you. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoyed the film. If you haven't seen Superman, please go watch it. It's beautiful. If you're still here, thank you for watching the video. Please drop a like and subscribe. It helps me in, the YouTube algorithm and such. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to be more consistent. And yeah, I think that's about all of the YouTuber shenanigans that I have to say. But I hope you all enjoyed the video. I love you. Have a great day filled with hope. All right, peace out.